Hi from Ellerslie. As we head into this fall season, which for many of us is the real new year, we want to update you on some of our fall programming directions as well as some of the guardrails. Most important, I'd like us to hear from God. A reminder of a foundational perspective as to how we get the privilege of living even in this season. Isaiah chapter 40 ends this way. Even youths get tired and weary. Even strong young men clumsily stumble. But those whose hope is in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. What strikes me as I read that is that it assumes that while God always keeps us moving forward, it's not always at the same pace or in the same way. There are seasons for soaring. There are seasons for running. But there are also seasons in which walking is the way of wisdom, and sometimes the only possibility, carefully, strategically putting one foot in front of the other. And if you've ever worked your way up a mountain trail or a mountain climb without a trail, sometimes putting one foot in front of the other involves a word I sometimes wish I had never heard: pivoting. In this season that is probably best described as a fog, as new learnings emerge about COVID-19 and the virus behind it, as new guidelines are given regarding managing life together during this time, pivoting seems to be the new normal. So in light of that, I would like to first of all thank all of you for your support of our staff as we try to figure out our next steps and keep moving forward. Your encouragement has kept us going through some challenging times. Thank you. Second, I would like to share a few updates as to how, as far as we can see through the fog today, we will be trying to help us all continue to look to Jesus, to follow Jesus, to represent Jesus, and to share Jesus as together as is possible during this next phase of life in COVID season. Three things. Number one, first, in order to help us maintain some continuity, but also to be able and ready to pivot at the right time as much as possible, we are doing our planning these days in 2-month windows. As we pivot, we are thinking of it as a 2-month strategy, reevaluating in the second month how things will happen in the next window. Hopefully that will keep us from getting dizzy or disheartened or disillusioned as we try to move forward one step at a time through the fog. Number two, as we take next steps in gathering together, especially with flu season imposing itself on COVID season, we want to remind you that we need to keep our diligence with 3 basic best practices. Number one, wash our hands regularly. Number two, watch our distance carefully. And number 3, wear a mask regularly. That won't change for the foreseeable future. Wash your hands, continually watch your distance, and wear a mask inside, everywhere you go. And number 3, let's talk about our Sunday gatherings. For the next phase, at least until Thanksgiving, we will have one on-site service, which will have a renew flavor in the musical component of our worship. It will be at 10:30. Both music and teaching will be live. We will be opening up the balcony as numbers increase, but in order to help us plan for numbers and not have registration lineups when you come, please register ahead of time if you plan to attend. For the foreseeable future, we will not be serving coffee on Sundays, and since we haven't figured out a way to drink through a mask, we're just going to ask you to leave your coffee cup in the car. There will be no youth or adult small group options on Sunday morning at this point, but we will begin having children's options beginning this Sunday, September 13th, up to grade 6. Again, please help us out, both in our planning for numbers, but also in keeping lineups shorter by registering children online by Thursday. We know that for various reasons, many of us are not ready to come back together physically, and so we will continue to maintain a quality online worship experience, a tradition service at 9:30, and a renew service at 10:30. Over the next few weeks, you will see a change in our online experience as we will begin to phase towards a live streaming of our Sunday services rather than a pre-recorded package. Finally, on weekdays, our office is open and most of our staff are working on site. However, the building remains locked. And because our preschool and out-of-school care partners also have to follow government guidelines, there will be limited access to the building for much of the week. If you would like an appointment with one of our staff, please call ahead and arrange it, or call or email to arrange a phone or a Zoom conversation with us, because we miss you as much as you miss us. So feel free to connect. Thank you again for continuing to pray and to work together with us during this season of walking carefully so we can continue to help each other look to Jesus, follow Jesus, represent Jesus, and share Jesus as together as is possible during this time. God bless you.